Welcome to Fringe Fanatics with Chad Lee and Chris Zane.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Chris Ray.
And I am Chad Lee.
Chris Zane. I switched it up. It's been so long. I am Chris Zane. That's Chad Lee.
Yep.
Yeah, we're back. And oddly enough, this may be the last time for a bit.
Yep.
We're putting things on hiatus.
Yeah.
But we're going to give you guys an episode, at least, as Chad would like to say. How would you like to say it? A finale better than what?
Seinfeld.
Yes.
Or some people say Lost. I never saw that series, but people hated that finale.
Never watched it either.
Yeah, some people hated the Sopranos one, how it just went black.
Yeah,
so,
we don't know what happened. Who were the guys?
We're just going to go black right at the end of this.
So we are going on hiatus. Unfortunately, we kind of came to the realization that in order for us to take this thing to where it should be, we do not have the extra time or energy, especially, we kind of came in broad. And that might have been our downfall a little bit, was trying to compete on a broad scale with all the major sports networks in terms of news.
The industry is incredibly diluted right now, too. So it's hard to rise to the top when there are so many podcasts out there. And, nothing against all of those, hats off to them. But, I give ourselves a pat on the back because we lasted, I think the average podcast last 5 episodes or so? And we went about 3 years, 100 and what were
71 technically,
yep.
Yeah.
So, we did pretty well, but it's also because, we actually were growing in our personal life a lot. We both got engaged. You got a good, a nice promotion.
Yep.
I got a nice promotion. So our responsibilities, were gained in our work life as well, and so there's that.
If we had a team of people here, it would have been a lot easier to keep doing this.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you're looking at the team. That's us.
Yep.
And so we are going to get into the episode. I mean, do you want to do like a weekend update, or how do you want to do it?
Yeah, we can get right to it, man.
Yeah, all right, let's do it. We'll get right into the headlines, and we're just going to talk about the NFL draft here a little bit.
Are you ready for some football?
It's football, bro. It happens.
Close the file. 69. Offense. He's giving them the business.
Yes, well, since we last spoke, the draft has happened, and we are now waiting. Rookie mini camps have started. We're now waiting for OTAs, and then the eventual training camp. Both of us now are wondering if our quarterbacks will be ready. It sounds like...
I know, he had a second procedure.
Yeah, I know. I heard Mahomes might be ready for OTAs.
I think he's superhuman or something.
Yeah, he
I've
might
heard the
be.
same thing. I'm like...
which is nuts.
It makes me nervous, but you know what? I'm like, dude, it's better than Garrett Nussmeier and also Justin Fields.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're both wondering there. But yeah, we're getting ready for the start of the NFL season now that the draft has come and gone. And we're going to get a little bit into, I guess we can run down the top 10 of who went in the top 10 at least.
Yeah. So number 1, Fernando Mendoza, like everybody expected, to the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yep. And then David Bailey to the Jets at number 2.
Yeah, hold on here. I had mine up and then it went away. Damn it.
And this is what shocked a lot of people. The Cardinals, they really just never know what they're doing. Their owner is really cheap. They make mistakes all over the place. They don't have a quarterback.
They don't really have an offensive line either.
No. And so they draft Jeremiah Love, which was touted as the best player in the whole draft. And they already had Trey Benson. It's insane when you leave when you're in the offseason.
Yes.
I can't remember these guys right now. James Conner.
Yes, James Conner.
On contract. They basically had 4 running backs already on the roster before they got Jeremiah Love. And so Oh, and Tyler Algier. That was the
Yeah,
other one.
that's right. They
He
traded
went there
for him.
to try to be a lead back, and then they draft him.
Yeah, so we'll see how that pans out right now as they go and get the best running back in the draft. A lot of people thought that he was going to slip down to the Chiefs, but the Cardinals are doing the Cardinals. They're doing Cardinal type.
They're doing their own thing.
Moving on to number 4, the Tennessee Titans take wide receiver Carnell Tate out of Ohio State.
Yep.
Basically, if you're a wide receiver with Ohio State, you will do well in the NFL. It just seems to be the MO right now.
And he is a big, tall guy. He's not really like quick out of his breaks, but man, he can go up and moss people. So that's a good pick for them because if you guys remember a lot, like Cam Ward really struggled because his wide receivers were just dropping balls all over the place last year.
Yeah. So he didn't have the best stable of wide receivers. Moving into number 5, the New York Giants take edge rusher Arvell Reese, also from Ohio State. He was obviously one of the top defensive linemen on the board, and he goes to
The Giants.
Yep.
So he's probably playing the opposite side of Brian Barnes. And a lot of people thought this meant that they're going to get rid of Kayvon Thibodeau, but Jim Harbaugh has come out and said that they're not. Or is it? It's John. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's easy to do. Yeah.
He said that they're not getting rid of Thibodeau, so we'll see. But,
well, I mean, imagine him just floating around there, and you got those two on the edge.
Yep, and they did get rid of Dexter Lawrence. He got traded to the Bengals. That's why they have 2 top 10 picks.
Indeed, and I'll let you take this one because it is your Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes. So when the draft was happening, we were really pumped. We were doing kebabs. We were grilling out. We were picking the top 10. I thought for sure we were going to take either. I told her, I was like, I'm going to write 2 names on the whiteboard right here, what we normally write our menu on with the fridge. I said, I'm going to write Arvell Reese and Ruben Bain. If we take one of them, I'll take a shot. And I sat there and listened to the name Mansour Delane from LSU, and I was just very distraught for the rest of the night. Until I learned more about the guy, and I realized that he really was the best cornerback in the draft.
Oh, it makes sense. You lost McDuffie.
Yep, and
So-
Jalen Watson.
Yeah, and Jalen Watson. And you go get a guy who was touted as the best cornerback in the draft. So
Yeah, really good numbers.
Yeah.
Shut down corner. And I look at what the Broncos did when they got Patrick Surtain. I mean, not making any comparisons, but if he can live up to be somebody like that, it takes away half the field for the offense.
yeah, it really does. And that's one thing I'm especially worried about with the Denver Broncos having to take them on 2 times a year. Moving on to number 7, though. This one is scary as well. The Commanders go and get linebacker Sonny Styles. We talked about him earlier on in a few episodes back.
recap.
The Combine.
Yep.
Guy's a freak of nature. Also from Ohio State. Ohio State is just getting rid of first rounders like it's going like
3
hotcakes.
first rounders within the top 10 picks.
Yeah, and Sonny Styles, we all know, is just, I mean, you couldn't make a better linebacker.
Well, that, and you look at the Commanders' struggles last year. I mean, they had the oldest defense. Bobby Wagner, he's the legend,
exactly.
But, I mean, they were only getting older. The youngest and best defender they had there was Frankie Louvu. So it's about time they got some youth and a really good player in Sonny Styles. Then the Saints at number 8, they go get Jordan Tyson. Some people thought maybe the number 1 or 2 best wide receiver in the draft. Out of Arizona State, it's a pretty good pick. They needed a number 2 because all they really have is Chris Olave over there.
Yeah, and I definitely think I do like the stank face he put in the picture there with the commissioner, Mr. Goodell. Kind of got that like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And yeah, with the way New Orleans has been going. I mean, they kind of are trending upwards. They've got good players. They just need a quarterback. I think this is trending towards them creating a decent offense once they find the
Seems like
the
they're
signal
sticking.
caller.
They liked Tyler Shuck. He did pretty good with them down the year. He
Shuck.
almost got the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, that's true. Moving on to number 9 and the trade with the Chiefs. They flipped picks here.
Yep.
The Cleveland Browns take offensive tackle Spencer Fano out of Utah. And this is one of the top offensive tackles, obviously, in the draft. And the Cleveland Browns need to protect their quarterbacks, especially with whoever it's going to be. It's looking like Deshaun Watson.
They drafted another one.
They got another one.
Yeah.
Make it 6.
Yeah.
You know, who cares? How many quarterbacks can you have?
They're just going to start a different one each week.
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
Treat it like an MLB pitcher rotation.
Why is whoever?
Why do we have to go with one?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Why are we painting ourselves in a corner?
They're taking
Don't
a
do
different
that.
approach. They lost, I think, almost all of their line to free agency and getting traded, I think, in the offseason. So they really need to rebuild that offensive line.
That's true. I'll take this next one just because I love saying fun names. The Giants, again, with another pick at number 10, take offensive tackle Francis Mauigoa from Miami.
Oh, yeah.
And, so he is going to be protecting Mr. Jackson Dart out there in Giants land.
He said, I will die for you, Jackson Dart. I'm ready. He said, I'm
God,
ready.
Did you see Jackson Dart at the old
Kentucky
Derby?
Derby?
He was looking good.
It
hell
looked
of
a
a
little
suit.
unorthodox for
It
the
was,
Derby.
yeah.
But it kind of went more like 1920s mob guy. Like
It was a
John
strange
Dillinger.
suit, but I'll take it. It was
Yep.
different, you know?
Yeah.
And people wear giant hats there. None of it makes sense.
I like his personality, man.
Also-
He's got some swagger.
Hats off to the horse that won. Came from last.
That was cool.
That was cool.
I just watched that replay when PTI was covering it. Yeah, 23-1 odds.
Yeah,
Pretty
imagine the money made on that.
awesome. Oh, big time.
Cashing it.
We did say we were going to cover the top 10, but I do want to cover this last one right here. Caleb
this was
Downs.
the
This was
biggest
a
safety,
great
yeah.
move. Probably the best safety in the draft, going to the Cowboys, who we all know how bad their defense was last year, and they needed some help there. So that's going to help them out in that back end, and we'll see. Ohio State, 4 players within the top 11, just absolutely
It's nuts.
insane.
Yeah, Big Ten all the way.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
seriously.
especially Michigan, all those. They're the SEC, which is crazy how it's kind of flipped here in the last year, basically.
Yeah. But let's get into our own picks. Let me,
let's
ask
run
you,
down.
how do you feel about the Broncos picks?
I feel like I wish I was more pumped, but at the same time, I don't really, they got players of need. So it's kind of like, what do you do?
I mean, you guys brought back nearly your whole squad, so
almost
you needed to replace the defensive lineman. You got
We
that.
got him, Tyler Onyedem, out of Texas A&M in round 3. He seems like he's going to be a good fit, especially losing Jonathan Franklin Myers in free agency. We need someone to go alongside Zach Allen. After 4 years at Ohio State, we have Tyler Onyedem transferring to Texas A&M because he wanted to play more of a 3 technique rather than the nose, and that's probably, he's going to be playing in the 3 technique with the Broncos, so I think this is going to be a pretty good pick. I see him definitely producing here in this first year because whether it's depth and rotating in, he's definitely going to see some playing time.
I think so, definitely.
What about your guys' second pick here?
Other than Mansour, I kind of honestly feel really good. Like after that, I was kind of really just, like I said, thrown off by their approach.
You didn't have Peter Woods from Clemson?
I
on there?
did not. Yeah, I
Damn
didn't
it,
have
dude.
that guess. But then,
Son of a bitch.
after learning about it and seeing how much he hustles, I've been really wanting him to get some help for Chris Jones to kind of take away some of those double teams. And this guy hustles. Peter Woods, he's always making tackles for loss. If you just go, I implore you to go watch his highlights. He was great there at Clemson, and I think he's really going to do a good job. I'm just really psyched that we went defense. I mean, last year I just couldn't stand how we were the worst team on 3rd down. And we were the best team on 4th down.
I was blown away with one of those picks. You didn't go wide receiver. Especially the top 2.
Yep.
With having
until
2
round
in the
5.
first round, I was like, why did they not go a wide receiver?
Now,
But
I think it might be. 'Cause
I'm
we
never
might be
going to
bringing
argue with
back
what they're
Tyreek.
doing. Well,
I think it might be happening.
I would like to see what Tyreek can do because his knee exploded.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it
think
looked like a grenade went off.
He
in his
might
knee.
not come back till like I've been seeing where he's been doing workouts and everything, but that's a lot different than full contact. But defense is my favorite side of the ball. I can't stand it. When Patrick first came in, we would have years where they would have to put up 40 points to win. And you see what's been going on with the Bengals. That is the worst way to watch a game when you have, your team goes down there and scores. Yes. But then you watch the other team do the same thing. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, going tit for tat doesn't really. It's not as fun as getting some stops.
And we lost a lot of defensive guys, so I'm glad they kind of replaced them.
Yes. Moving on to the Broncos again. This is the one This is the one that piqued my interest the most. The running back room next to the tight end room, which was basically atrocious last year. The running back room left us wanting a little bit more, needless to say. With J.K. Dobbins never being quite healthy for an entire season, and R.J. Harvey, he looked good, got a lot of touchdowns, but he wasn't the greatest back through, between the tackles. We go out and get Jonah Coleman, which I guess the Broncos hosted 2 top 30 running backs. One was Coleman, one was Kalen Black from Indiana. He ended up going to the 49ers in the third round. Coleman, he has only lost, 1 fumble in 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah. That's pretty incredible.
Yep.
He's really good in pass protection, which is something that's going to be huge. That was one thing that R.J. Harvey kind of excelled at. J.K. did as well, but it'd be nice to have a third guy in there that you can just rotate in, and you don't know what's going to be coming in terms of a run or a pass,
right?
Depending on how well he blocks. Also, 25 rushing touchdowns in the last 2 seasons combined.
That's really good.
So he has a nose for the end zone. I'm looking forward to see what he can do. Maybe he can edge out R.J. Harvey. Maybe he edges out J.K. Dobbins because Dobbins can't stay healthy the whole year. Who knows?
Yeah. I think that's a really good pick. I've heard nothing but good things about this running back, and a lot of broken tackles as well. So you guys definitely need help in the running back room. That's big.
All right. How about we pick 2 more?
All right.
Or do you want to? What do you want?
I was just gonna do one more.
Okay.
Yep.
Pick your next favorite one.
My next favorite one, Garrett Nussmeier. No, I'm just
okay. Nice.
That one's
the quarterback,
dude. What are we doing? We're already getting Patrick's replacement.
Yeah. Well, in 10 years, he might be good enough.
I don't know what that was about. I think he just really. It's like when you let
you're not the Browns.
Yeah. I think it was like a auto draft kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
No,
someone's like, shit! No, we forgot to turn it off.
I think the steal here was Jadon Kennedy, and he's a safety out of Oregon. And I think I saw something. I might be fucking this stat up, but out of Mansour Delane, our first round pick, who he allowed less than. So he was second in a receptions allowed, like longer than 10 yards. I think that's the stat. And the one guy above him was Jadon Kennedy. He is considered to be like a very high defensive back. He's a safety, primarily playing more nickel slot corner. So I'm going to replacing kind of what we lost with Brian Cook. And I think he's a steal. He's had a bunch of interceptions. He's a ball hawk. That's what we need back there. So and we already had Jaden Hicks last year. He came in, did a really good job. So I'm really excited to see what he can do.
Nice. With my last one, I'm going to go with the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant himself. That is Red Murdoch, which hell of a football name, especially for a linebacker. Red Murdoch sounds like a guy from the 50s.
Sounds like a comic book name.
It does kind of.
Yeah.
We waited till the very end, obviously, to address our linebacker need, which is something that I was a little surprised by. But again, it's kind of one of those things where after you look into this guy, you're kind of blown away by what you hear. This guy with Buffalo, and not the Bills, not the Bills.
Yeah.
This is the college Buffalo. He had 2 plus 140 tackle seasons and 17 forced fumbles.
Jesus,
17 forced fumbles. He's obviously probably going to be more of a special teams guy, fringe kind of rotational guy for a little bit. But they're saying that at 233 pounds, he's got the arm span of an edge rusher, 77 and 5/8 inch arm span. They're saying this guy could very well be a sleeper pick in the draft. And I'm excited to see what happens here. We needed a linebacker, and this guy could be a Not Mr. Irrelevant, so to speak. I don't think he's going to be Brock Purdy.
Yep.
But I think he's going to be relevant.
You look at those late round
next year or
picks.
two.
Isaiah Pacheco, he was a 7th round pick.
That's true.
Yep. You guys had 3 7th round picks. Wow.
Yeah, we did.
Pretty cool.
We got a tight end and we got a safety.
Safety. Yep. Miles Scott. Cool, man. Cool.
Cool, indubitably.
Yep.
Well, let us move on into the NBA.
Magic, right side to Scott. Slam dunk. 4 seconds. 3 seconds left. Why they not fouling? Jumper Murray. He's on fire. Denver bounce.
Pump fake for 2. Kobe's got the Laker record. 81-point game. Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed the second greatest scoring performance in NBA
Now
history.
that we're here, I think we can admit that the real reason the podcast is taking a hiatus for the foreseeable future is the Nuggets play
Yeah.
in the first round.
Yep. That is, we can blame it on the Nuggets.
Yeah, man. That sucked.
Yeah. That was
Um,
rough. I saw a report today from Shams that
Everybody but
likely-
Jokic.
Well, that, and it's likely that Edelman's back, which I didn't expect them to get rid of him, but I
didn't either, and I'll tell you why. And we'll have our little homerism right here. It's our last show. We can do whatever the hell we want.
Yep.
I'll tell you why. I'm mad about a lot of the coaching stuff, but if he had a year without the injuries and the outcome was the same, get rid of him. That no questions asked.
Yeah.
The injuries, I'm like, you
That's a
gotta
really
give
good
the
point.
guy another year and hope that everybody stays healthy.
Yeah.
And now, I just mentioned it. There was reports. Shams came out and
Clean
said
house.
everybody and coaching staff too. Everybody other than Adelman is up for replacement, and everybody on the team, aside from Jokic and honestly Christian Brown, which nobody's going to take that contract.
No. He's
Okay.
going to be here. He's got him. He's got to
He's got to improve. So that is
You can't
the
play
end of
that
it.
good your rookie year and then regress that much.
Yeah, and then you've got the problem with Peyton Watson. Do you do everything you can to keep him, which could possibly mean getting rid of Cam Johnson after a year, because you're not going to be able to afford to sign him with Cam Johnson on the team.
No.
Murray's deal kicks in next year. I think Jokic's first year kicks in next year,
Yeah,
too.
because he played
So that's
he took
60,
that risk.
50, 30 on Gordon, 25 on Brown.
Well, I would imagine they'd probably get rid of Gordon. I think they would.
It sucks, dude, doesn't it?
I hate it, dude. I love the guy.
I've never loved a player more
Yep.
and just been like, you gotta go.
Especially because of what he's done for his nephews.
You gotta
and
go.
He's just so cool. But he just can't stay healthy. And here's the thing too.
He needs to be a rotational player now, unfortunately.
Yeah, and my Murray jersey, I'm never gonna regret getting that. But that's the shitty thing about getting NBA jerseys is those guys change around so much. But the thing of it is like Murray has always touted himself as being playoff Murray. That's ever since 2020 in the bubble, and then or was it before that with the Utah series? The Utah series was 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And the Clippers and
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was when Donovan Mitchell was still on the Jazz. Yeah, that was.
I think his age is finally caught up with him, where guys like Jaden McDaniels locked him up.
It's the length, dude. I think it's just the length of Jaden McDaniels because he's got like a 7-foot wingspan and he's like 6'8", and he was just able to pester Murray to the point where he couldn't do anything. But then he got
But so was
in
that
his
other
own
guy.
head.
That guy that replaced Edwards, he can't. The other
Ayo DeSuno.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy that replaced him. It was started with an S. I can't think of it, but everybody was locking him up. They were intimidated, and that's where I come out with Edelman is like, I need to see more energy when I watch
TJ Shannon.
timeouts. Huh?
TJ
TJ
Shannon,
Shannon, yeah.
yeah.
But when I watch these timeouts and Edelman's looking like a kid soccer coach, it's like, come on, guys, we need to play harder. Obviously that's an exaggeration, but it's just I would like to see a little more.
After McDaniels came out and basically said they suck at defending, and then went down the line of the starters and basically called them all out by name and said sucks. It was like the scene in half-baked.
You
Fuck
suck.
you, fuck you,
Yep.
fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, I'm
It
out.
sucked, man.
Yeah, and then to have, like, the response, like, Aaron Gordon's like, it is what it is, and, you know, Murray's just like, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, dude.
their
And then
words
you
were-
come out and you look like shit.
We needed somebody that's
Yeah.
going to be like, no, like, we
I
needed
did
like
give me
a
two
Draymond,
Jade
basically.
McDaniels right now.
Yep.
Give me two of them.
Yeah. And that's what I hated too, is their words verbatim was, oh, let them talk their talk.
Yeah. Hey,
Well, then if you're not going to go out there and answer,
they walked that walk.
They
dude.
did.
That's what sucked.
every
It's
time
like-
Jaden McDaniel scored on him, it made it worse and worse. And they did this without Anthony Edwards. They did it without Dante DiVincenzo. I mean, the fact that on that Saturday night when they lost all those guys and they still couldn't pull out the victory. I mean,
I know.
it was
that
just embarrassing.
The writing was on the wall there. I
Yeah.
know that we both were like, all right, let's go. But at the same time in my head, dude, once the third quarter hit, I was like, even if they come back in this game, they're going to get annihilated by the Spurs. What's the point?
Yeah, I mean, they just can't find any. What Jokic was doing with his turnovers, I don't know what's going on, but I've never seen him turning the ball over as bad as he did in that series. Rudy Gobert finally locked him up. Jokic has owned him for years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, you know, every dog has its day, as they say.
Yep.
And we'll get off this here shortly, but yeah, there's something weird about that team, dude. I don't know if it's just winning the championship and they lost that drive or something, but there's like a severe disconnect there, and it's mainly the players.
I
That's
think
the thing.
it could be a culmination of a few different things where I think Jokic is, and I've talked about this with you earlier in the year, where his frustration with the reffing, I think, really reached a boiling point where there'd be plays where he's throwing his hands up as if to say, where was the call, before he even commits the turnover.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's how far this was in his head. It's the injuries, it's the lack of defensive strategy from Adelman, which is none. They just let wide open threes happen, let guys drive down the lane
Dude,
on
game
them.
2, I had Asuno. I've
40
never
points.
been that mad at just watching a guy just go zip, zip,
Yep.
zip, right to the basket
Yeah.
over and over, and everybody's just like, oh, shit.
Nobody's willing to step in front of them and take
Yeah.
a charge. You can watch college ball, and you got every single guy on the team.
At least get in the way.
Get in
Get
the
a
way.
blocking
Try
foul
to
and
get it at
stop
least-
the basket.
Yeah. And I think it was so much of a culmination of so many things. I don't know why the NBA, and we clearly see it. I mean, Jaylen Brown this morning came out and called out Embiid for flopping. I think that's a shitty excuse because they really choked away that whole series.
They did.
You
And
know?
it's kind of the same thing with Jokic. Like, I get it, dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but you're not going to get the calls that Shea gets.
No.
You're not.
And
You can bitch all you want.
yeah,
You're not.
The game-
And you aren't.
unless
You aren't.
something with the CBA and the players, and they try to like enforce something, the game's not changing, and it's tough to watch, and it's just getting harder and harder. Like in that game, I mean, that final game, I mean, that's one reason why it sucks so much, and that where we lost in Minnesota is because they got us in foul trouble fast. And Spencer Jones, 4 fouls, Cam Johnson, 4 fouls, Jokic, 4 fouls. They really couldn't get in front of these
They're
guys.
frustrated.
Yep, and I mean when they call these ticky-tack fouls, they can't really be aggressive towards the end of the game, and it screws them. And I don't know. I think there's so many questions that needs to be answered. I think the only way to do it is just to clean house.
Yeah, and I mean, even if we weren't going on a hiatus, I do feel like we would be scaling back our NBA coverage just because of how rough it is to get watching.
I mean,
it's
you
just rough
see
to watch.
Devin
now.
Booker, and you see, and
And
not
even
only
the
that,
players now,
here,
dude.
let's talk about this. The fact that the internet and everybody out there, whoever found this out, the lead reffing executive is an Oklahoma City Thunder
Oh yeah,
fan.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yes. They scrubbed, went through his Twitter, and he's cheering on the Thunder. And you look at the numbers before he became the executive, the Thunder were 40 and 42. The next year, they're 5th in the West. The next year, they win it all. And then the refs are wearing SGA shoes. You look at before he took over, SGA was when it comes to the standings, it was actually SJ was 5th in MVP voting before this guy took over. The next year, he's like 2nd. And then it's just like it's just insane that you see the influence, and that's clear corruption. And that's exactly why it's so hard to watch. And you see guys, and that's why I love guys like Jaylen Brown.
And the calls. I mean, there's other people too that get crazy calls that, you're just like, why?
Dude, I was watching this game last night. I was watching, which one was it? The first one. Which one? Not the Toronto one. I'll go into it. It was the Pistons and Magic.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a play
where the Magic didn't make a shot for they missed 20-some shots.
Yeah. But earlier in the game when it was still kind of close, one of the Magic guys goes up and goes for a reverse layup. One of the guys on the Pistons doesn't touch him at all. And Bickerstaff challenges it and then loses. And Richard Jefferson and the other guy on the call, they're just saying, like, this is not playoff basketball. If this is playoff basketball, you let that slide. Like there wasn't even contact, and that's why it's like I think you're totally right. Even if we were to keep recording, you were already. I was done with it, dude. I was so tired.
I was like, we can't. Yeah, but now I'm just like,
that's why. How about this? To kind of cap this off with the Nuggets out, what team do you want to win it all? Because I know it's not the Thunder. I want the Pistons to win it because they don't foul bait. They're one of the only teams that don't. I mean, I definitely don't want the 76ers to win. I would put it, I don't know. I'll go Pistons in the Eastern Conference, but if it has to be the Western Conference, give me the Spurs, dude. I'm cool with the Spurs, man. Yep. They're an example of team
and all I
can
can say right now is go Lakers and go LeBron.
I know. Actually, it's insane. As much as I hate
him, I want LeBron to get so many dumb calls right now. Yeah, and I hope Luka comes back. Is he healthy yet? What's his deal?
I know they say he's not even going to be ready for this series.
Damn.
I know, but
that's why the fucking.
How funny is this for the NBA?
Is?
What is it?
Oklahoma's favored 15.5.
Wow.
Game one of the round 2.
Well, that's what I love. Like, this is, here you go, NBA. This is what you want. You get LeBron LaFlop that gets all the calls.
Dude, just imagine these games are going to take like 3 hours.
Oh yeah. And then you get
just
Shea.
Whistle after whistle.
He gets 15 to 17 free throws a game. People are not going to be able to watch it. The ratings are going to drop so hard.
Yeah, so this will be interesting.
It's going to be pretty interesting. I am really interested in the Wolves and Spurs game, especially with, like we talked about before we started, with Ant coming back. That's just insane. But yeah, 76ers are going to be taking on the Knicks. They upset the Celtics, which I was really happy about because I get tired of the Celtics and all they do is shoot threes, and they lived and died by it, and they died by it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You take that many threes, well, you miss. If that's all you rely on and they're not falling, you're gonna get eaten alive.
Yep.
So Timberwolves versus Spurs tonight, 7:30, and then Knicks versus 76ers tonight.
On Peacock.
6.
These games on Peacock, dude, the coverage is
How does that work?
awesome.
I thought that I thought Peacock wanted them to end at the same time. Or end and start.
They've been happening at the same time. Like sometimes with the Nuggets, they'd be the games happening at the same time. Now that the playoffs, they can't really.
Yeah, that's what I was confused about. But so it'll be interesting to see. Tomorrow we've got Thunder versus Lakers 6:30, and then the Pistons and the Cavaliers starting at 5.
Yep.
That's going to be a good series. Thunder versus Lakers probably will end in 4. And then the Thunder will just be hanging out waiting as the Timberwolves and Spurs beat the shit out of each other for probably 6 games.
Probably 6 or 7, yeah.
Yeah.
But let's go into a way more exciting sport, the NHL playoffs.
The NHL. Alrighty. Also, the first time And that was the 14. Oh, so the 14 goal scorers. 14 different people scored goals. That was the most since 1982. Is that what you were saying?
No, I was saying
The first or the
15.
15 goals. Yeah.
Not sure.
I'm trying to see.
But there was another one since 1953. That there was something. There was something since 1953. That game was just crazy.
Yeah, it was insane. I mean, the game starts out 3-0. I'm like, okay, well, this is probably going to be about where we end the night. And then no, a minute later, 3-2.
Yep.
And then it was just goal for goal, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Ends up Jesper Wallstedt allows 8 goals on 42 shots after a season in which his save percentage of .896 was the lowest in more than 30 years.
34th save this year.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Yep.
But this game, honestly, was... I don't know how you put it. It wasn't... Don't expect there to be a lot of games like this in the playoffs. It was ugly, ugly hockey. I mean, I don't know the last time in a multi-game span of watching the Avalanche that I've seen that many terrible turnovers, weird blunders. I mean, I think was it goal 6? The freakish bounce that just went up over at Wedgwood. He's like, no! It just went behind him. Yeah, it was a wild, wild game. Colorado's... Makar
came back in, and he was a sniper, dude. That goal to make it, I think, 7.
Yeah.
7 or 8. It just was unbelievable, man. He was like 40 feet out.
Yeah, and just rips one. And that was after, I don't know if you've seen those, you usually see little kids there. It's like a bouncy thing, and you're wearing a Velcro suit.
Yeah.
And you stick to the wall.
Yep.
That's what he looked like when he got hit into that wall.
Oh, yeah.
And then he leaves the game, comes back,
Yep.
and ends up scoring 2 goals. But let's not forget about Minnesota here. Quinn Hughes, the Team USA hero.
Yep.
Dude is...
He's awesome.
Lightning fast on. He's a
and he was a hero in round 1 against the Stars. I mean, he had a hell of a series in that one too.
Yeah, so this series is going to be super entertaining. Game 2 is tomorrow. It says 6 o'clock, but I thought it was at 8, but that might have been Eastern Standard. So 6 o'clock. This one I do think is not going to be anywhere near the amount of goals.
No.
But
Wedgwood's gonna lock
I forget who it is, but Minnesota is down. Joel Eriksson Ek is out, and Jonas Brodin is out, and Charlie Strommel is also out. So they lost a couple of very, very big players in that last game. Avalanche still missing Josh Manson, which hopefully he's back tomorrow. I doubt it. They're severely missing that defensive help, especially against this Minnesota team. But let's move in to the rest of it here.
Right now we got upset watch going on. The Philadelphia Flyers are up 2-1 on the Hurricanes, who are the #1 seed, I think, out of the East, aren't they?
Yep, they are.
And that's just there's still a lot of hockey though. There's 2:36 left in the first period, but yeah, that would be a hell of an upset.
They're going. That might be a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, in the Eastern Conference Wednesday, May 6th, the Sabres take on the Canadiens. And that is game 1. That one's going to be on TNT. Buffalo's favored. And then in the West, the Golden Knights are taking on the Anaheim Ducks.
That's tonight at 7:30.
Yes, indeed. Vegas favored in that one. Vegas is the 1 seed in the Pacific.
New coach, and they're rolling.
Yeah, you fire your coach right before the playoffs, bringing in a different guy, and hey, things are working out well.
A 7-game winning streak.
Yeah, you can't argue with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, that's about it for the NHL. I'm trying to think.
I think that's it.
Oh,
I think that's everybody.
that Canadiens game though last night.
Yeah.
I did want to mention this.
I wanted to talk about that too.
Win a game with 9 shots on goal.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's it. I think that might be the stat that they brought up on PTI. That was the first time a playoff.
Oh yeah, 1959-60 season. The lowest shots in a
9 shots on goal and you win. That's just unbelievable.
Their shot total is the second lowest in playoff games since shots on goal were first officially tracked during the 59-60 season. Yep, that's the one you're talking about.
But that's an upset, too, because the Canadians beat the Lightning, who had to be the number 2 seed in the East. And, yeah, the Canadians, I think it was PK Subban that had the Canadians picked to win it all.
Yeah. Well, and then the entire second period, they had 0 shots on net. Still won.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Oh, man. So, yeah, it's Montreal moving on, and good for them. It's good to see the Canadian team.
That's the last Canadian team still in the playoffs.
Yeah, they got to hang on for the sake of the Canadians there, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there, you betcha. Well, let's
move on to something before we...
Yes, indeed, and a little bit less electricity.
Yeah.
Indeed. So let's move into F1. Oh, yeah. Well, Kimi.
To Miami.
Yeah, welcome to Miami. Bienvenidos a Miami. Yes, we had slightly... I mean, things changed up a little bit here. It was supposed to kick off at 3, right? And then ends up... or no.
2.
Yes.
2 our time.
And then it ended up going to 11.
Hours.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
kept
I'm
saying the whole time, it was 11. So they kept saying the whole time, we're expecting the rain, A few drivers anticipated it, and it kind of bit them in the ass. Guys like George Russell, also Leclerc, that really screwed them over. He got on the radio and kind of called his team out because they made him pit as they thought the rain was coming to put on some different tires, and the rain never came. And so he gets on the radio and was like, if you're going to make a decision, why don't you consult me? I'm here too. And they left him on red. They didn't even answer him.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
But-
he was pissed.
Yes, Kimi Antonelli overcomes a fierce battle with Lando Norris to clinch his 3rd win, Grand Prix-wise.
Becomes the first driver ever. This is even ahead of Lewis, Max, any F1 driver in history to win their first race ever and then consecutively win the next 2 and win 3 in a row. No one's ever done that before.
Yeah, and he might not have had we actually had the races in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia.
True.
We did have a big break, but nonetheless, Kimi Antonelli is proving that George Russell may not want to stay at Mercedes if he wants to win, because he might not be able to get past his own teammate.
No, and he can't get off and have a good start. I mean, both Mercedes have an issue with getting off the line, even out of pit starts or whatever it might be, just right at the beginning of the race. But I mean, George's starts are atrocious, and it's really killing him. He was able to move up to 4. This was a very entertaining race, right from the get-go. It was Kimi on pole, and then Max, and then I think Lando. And Max tried to kind of outgain Piastri right out from the get because he had another slow start, and then ends up doing its 360, spinning out, and then catches it, falls back to ninth, thank you. And then he pits real early at 6. That kind of gives him some momentum. Then he climbs all the way back to around 5th, and then by the time the race ended, because there was no more rain, because there was no more safety car, his hard tires really started to fall apart for him, and guys started to pass him. George Russell caught him, and Leclerc was up there in 3rd as well, and he made a total blunder in that final lap. Just kind of locked up and spun around and kind of bumped the wall too, and falls back 3 spots. I think it was more than that.
Yeah, well, unsurprisingly, Verstappen actually took, responsibility for his little blunder there when he spun out.
That was totally his fault. Yeah.
Also, pretty gnarly crash here as the safety car is out on lap 7 due to Isaac Hadjar as he hit the wall, and then Pierre Gasly ended up flipping into the wall after his back wheel collided with Liam Lawson, and his Alpine flipped and bounced upside down before righting itself.
It was crazy.
Anytime, an open wheel, open cockpit car goes upside down, thank God for the invention of the halo. But Yeah, I mean, he landed on his head.
Yeah, it was a pretty gnarly wreck there, and Liam Lawson once again taking out somebody. It's just a weekly occurrence, or pretty much every race. But Lewis Hamilton, he qualified in 7th, ends up finishing 6th. Didn't really have a good day, but Ferrari overall just can't really seem to get out of their own way. But really, the story is McLaren. They had a lot of upgrades. There was a graph that showed the amount of upgrades each team did. Ferrari led it with 11 upgrades. McLaren did a lot. I think they had 8, and it really seemed to work for them. I think they got some of the recharges figured out, but when they were trying to catch Kimi, they couldn't quite do it, even though Kimi was kind of having some struggles. The main thing is Lando was pretty pissed that they didn't pit when they should have.
Yeah. Well, and then also Leclerc gets that 20-second penalty post-race, which that doesn't help an already terrible weekend. So, yeah, Ferrari's got some issues they need to figure out. I'm surprised that Red Bull, didn't make granted, with a spin, without the spin, who knows what Verstappen could have done, but I'm a little surprised Red Bull didn't make more of a increase in terms of what they did to their car.
Yeah, I think it's kind of surprising they didn't make any more upgrades. I think it was maybe only like 5 or 6 that they did. But it improved it. I mean, his qualifying was really good.
He got 5th. I mean, he was 9th without a spin.
He was really climbing and really passing people, especially in a track that you can see from the design of it. It gets really tough in those turns to pass people. But, yeah, I mean, his qualifying was great. He was just right there under Kimi. But it was just the start. It's kind of shocking. You just see the lights go out, and you're like, are you going to go?
Yeah.
Yep. But, now Kimi Antonelli, just this young phenom at 19 years old, can't even drink the champagne whenever he wins, leading the driver standings by a large margin. He's got 100 points compared to his teammate George Russell at 80, and then you got Charles Leclerc at 59. Number 4 is Lando Norris. Klein had a good chunk that he gained back this weekend. He's got 51, and then Lewis Hamilton at number 5 also got 51.
Yeah, this is his first time since we've been paying attention to F1, that it's not really the top 10 that's like solidified in terms of where they're finishing. It's really the top 3 that are kind of the same cars over and over again. Yeah. And then from there on is just like every week it's changing. So you don't see this big gaps like you did before because everybody's kind of finishing in the same area. Yeah. Now you're kind of seeing, aside from, obviously Kimi, everybody else is fairly close, which is going to be interesting come down the line just in terms of where everybody's going to finish out points-wise.
Oh, big time. I think everybody kind of caught up to Mercedes a little bit, and McLaren made some really good upgrades. Ferrari was looking great. Leclerc had a really good race. It's just some of their strategy wasn't quite there. He was really pissed that they had him pit kind of like in the middle of the race. They have guys out there checking the weather, and the weather wasn't coming in. But to me, though, and Total Wolf said it best, he was like, the real winner today is F1. This really did a lot of good for the fans for F1. It was a super exciting race, lots of overtakes, not as much yo-yoing, which is great. And, you even had some wrecks, and everybody was safe, but, wrecks are always
They were like a good wreck. Yeah. But, yeah, and, at the end of the day, you got to look at, and I'll be interested to watch Drive to Survive next year. Toto Wolff is a genius. To go out there and basically skip Kimi ahead because he
never was in F3.
Never went to F3, skipped F2, went right to F1, and this kid is basically taking the F1 by storm. Yeah. And you had a chance. Everybody's like, oh, Toto's going after Verstappen. And now he's like, I don't need Verstappen. Yeah. I got the next one.
If anything, he'll be kicking George Russell out.
Yeah. Verstappen might be Kimi's teammate soon. Who knows?
But, man, I got to hand it to Kimi because in the last, 10 laps, Lando was getting it about under 2 seconds. He got it down to almost 1 second, which is in that overtake range where you can hit that button.
Yeah.
And Kimi just held on at 19 years old to not make a mistake right there and give it up to Norris. You really got to hand it to him for holding him off for about a good 14 to 15 laps.
Yeah. And we're only going to see that kid get better. He's only
Yeah.
19. He's already doing stuff that hasn't been done before, and it's only going to continue. So I'll be interested to see where he ends up in the, I guess, the hall of F1 racers at the end of his career. Because if he has a long one, barring something unfortunate or, whatever, I think he's going to be up there in the annals of the greats.
Yeah, and it's nice to see an Italian driver kind of taking the reins again. It's been a while.
Ferrari, it's Italy,
Yep.
They should have a good race car driver, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he races for Mercedes, which is out of England.
I know, I'm
but
just saying
it's like-
Ferrari's been like Italy.
Yeah.
You think of Ferrari, you
With
think of
7
race cars.
They're like the Lakers. I think
Yeah.
they have 17 world championships.
That's what I'm saying,
Because when
yeah.
they first came out the gate, they were like the Yankees. Like nobody,
Yeah,
they had the
they
best.
were Ferrari.
The best, But it's kind of funny. I saw
Ripping in
this
my Rari.
hilarious meme that I had to send to Besh because he's a Lewis fan, and it was like, it's that one with Anakin and Padme where it's like, I know you.
Oh, where he's laying in the field with
Yeah.
her and there's the flowers.
And it was like, so the Italian anthem played at the end, and Padme is like, so that means that one of the Ferrari cars runs, right? And he's like, nope, it's Kimmy.
Yeah.
It's Kimmy.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it'd either be because Leclerc's French, and then so it'd either be the Great Britain or England, or it would be the France.
Yep.
French.
Or if Max wanted to be the Dutch.
Yeah.
But we got a few weeks before Canada, May 24th at 2 o'clock. I love. Oh, this one's on Netflix too.
Ooh,
That's interesting.
Netflix it is.
Yeah,
They've
the
got
Circuit
everything
of Giles.
nowadays.
Yep. Vanilla Wii.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's move on to the UFC as we have a really good fight here coming up this weekend
And Jersey.
in Jersey.
Let's get it on!
What happened between you and Artem Lobov, Khabib? Nothing.
Well, Khabib's not fighting, but one of his buddies is.
We all go to war!
Kind of. I don't know. I just said that.
But this is the tale of the bad blood. These guys used to be teammates. This is Khamzat Chiama, the undefeated 15-0 champion of the middleweight division, going up against Sean Strickland. These guys used to be teammates at Extreme Couture, where Sean still fights out of, but Khamzat went back, and I think he, Big Bear, somewhere in California. But he's from Chechnya, and this could not be more of an entertaining fight right here, man.
I mean, anytime Sean Strickland's involved, it's just like, what is he going to say or do that's going to be wild? And we have not yet got to the pre-fight pressers.
There's a lot of rumors they're not going to let them face off. They're making them stay in separate hotels due to...
Well, because they've had death threats upon each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sean
Strickland said he was
gonna
going to
shoot
find him and kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you know where I'm at. Come find
He
me.
calls Khamzat a goat fucker. I mean, it's lots of bad blood back and forth to these guys. I think I can't wait for it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a situation like Khabib and Conor, where one of them jumps the fence afterwards.
Oh yeah,
I would not be
or like
surprised
the corners start fighting or some shit. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, I appreciate Sean's gumption. I
I want
wouldn't-
to see him killed, man.
I wouldn't want to fuck with these fucking any of these guys.
Khamzat, I think
Artem
it's clearly
Lobov
gonna.
could be-
I think it's gonna be tough because Sean really. I mean, these guys train together, and I watched UFC Countdown today, and Khamzat said,
Yeah, they used to be like sparring partners.
yeah, he beat him. He made him tap out a few times. Of course, these guys jaw back and forth. Oh, he didn't beat me and all this. But you just watch Khamzat's demeanor in this, and he's so calm. And then you see Sean's. And
They're all
it's
stone
this,
cold
like-
killers.
Yeah,
they
really
don't
are, dude.
say shit. They're like,
Yep.
no, that's okay. We'll just wait to the ring. And that's the thing about Sean. It's a lot of bravado.
Yeah,
and,
like, oh no, this bull, he
Talking
was
shit.
talking shit on
Yeah.
him and everything, and his striking is definitely way better than Khamzat's. But nobody has ever, I don't think, seen a better performance of wrestling than when he beat Dricus for the title. And if he gets Sean down, I think it's game over.
Yeah, I don't think Sean's even remotely can sniff him in terms of grappling. Obviously, you know, we all know Sean's big on the Philly shell. Hell of a striker.
Yep.
But
jab is really
very
good.
lacking in the grappling area. And yeah, Hamzat's just gonna, if it goes to the ground, it's gonna be game over for Sean Strickland.
He's just so good. I think there's no, I mean, he's had great takedown defense against other guys, but I don't think he's really gone up against a wrestler as elite as him. During the countdown, there was a Olympic wrestler that he trains with, and I think that's just what he's going to focus on. And once he gets him taken down, I think it's just going to be ruthless. And what I'm going to be really shocked with is if he gets him in a submission attempt, does he let go?
Yeah,
Or does the
just
ref
choke him out.
have to pry him off? I mean, that's what happened when Habib choked out. It wasn't even a choke out when he put the fulcrum choke on Connor. The ref was like, "Let go,
You're gonna kill him."
Let's talk now.
Yeah,
But we do have another title fight in this. Obviously, I'm picking Hamzat in that fight.
Yeah, I think Hamzat's gonna win that one. I don't
Yeah.
see a way
I
that
hope he does,
Sean
too.
can do it.
Yeah, and then for the co-main event, a flyweight title fight, the Joshua Van fight versus Tatsuro Taira.
Yeah, that one looks like it should be pretty entertaining. I also do like how Alexander Volkov kind of looks like a giant Patty Pimlet in his.
Yeah, he
his
kind of
picture
does
here.
now. He used to have really short hair, but now he's got it real long. He's got braids and
Yeah,
stuff.
he's rocking the braids.
But
Another good one though, welterweight bout: Joaquin Buckley,
Yep.
Sean Brady. That should be a good one.
That's-
Two United States guys there.
dude, this main card is just insane. Jeremy Stevens versus King Green. That Sean Brady fight versus Joaquin Buckley. That's a hell of a fight. That really could be another one that the winner of that one gets bumped up because we didn't talk about it. But last weekend's, if you haven't yet, I know you have Paramount, right?
Yeah,
Go watch the fight night. It was early in the morning. I was really pissed. And
yeah, I
set an
It
alarm.
was like 2 a.m. was the
No,
prelims,
5
wasn't
a.m.
it? Yeah, the
5
prelims
a.m.
started at 3, didn't they? Or what?
No,
No,
5.
Okay.
Because at 7, I figured the main card would kind of be coming on, and so at 7 I woke up and there was 3 fights still to go to the protest and JDM fight, and that's what I was so psyched to see. And there were still 3 fights to go, so I kind of like went back to sleep and then woke up to they just finished.
Yeah, he's like
God
raising
damn it,
his
man.
hand. You're like, damn it.
But what's great about Paramount is that I just went back through and rewatched it, and it was complete domination by Carlos Prates. I cannot implore people enough to go through and watch this guy. He has had 13, all 13 of his wins in the UFC. He's finished them.
Yeah,
I mean, this guy is violent.
he's one of the fight nerds, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Fights out of Brazil. And, I mean, he's one that I always thought, like, if we didn't do a DDOE, he would be great because he has that John Daly gene where he smokes cigarettes and he drinks beer in the press conference. I mean,
Yeah,
what
but a lot of people
UFC
talk shit about him on
Yeah.
that. Like, he like rips cigarettes even when he's training. It's like, that's hardcore.
when
dude.
he won Islam, Makhachev made a tweet that was like, great win or great job, Nutella cake. Because
Yeah.
he's made videos with him eating Nutella cake. I mean, dude, it's insane the fact that he does have that Mickey
It's like
Mantle
one of those
gene.
freak, this freak athlete. You can do it. It's like DK Metcalf, where he's like, "Yeah, I just eat like candy and shit all day, and then I have dinner and I drink some coffee, and then I look like a freak,
Yeah, it's
like
just
just
insane.
built out of my mind."
Insane genes, man.
Quick shout out though, Jim Miller. Who knows how
Yeah.
long he's gonna keep doing it?
gonna do it
Well,
till
how
he
many
dies.
fights is it? 55.
This is going to be his 58th fight.
58th fight, dude.
Professional
And
fight. Yeah.
the odds aren't that bad. I mean, he's not favored, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
And that should be a good one. Other than that, the early prelims, I don't know anybody.
Yeah, I don't know
on
anybody
there,
off
so.
the early ones. That's pretty much all I know. But King Green fighting again, always really exciting. Jeremy Stevens having some bare knuckle fights, so we'll see how he does. That should be a violent fight. Should be exciting.
Indeed. Well, it is that time where every episode up until now, and we've taken the time to highlight excellence wherever that may be, whether it be sports, life, whatever. And that is where the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. John Daly, you can see him right there on my shirt. He grips it, rips it, and hits it hard, man.
I hit it hard, man. So far, man. No laying up, no holding back. Ain't afraid of nothing, it's a natural fact. I hit it long, man. Till it's gone, man. Keep taking chances, live at large. I hit it hard.
We're here.
Chris, it's been a hell of a run. It's hard to put into words how this journey is just going on it, man. I was living at the apartments down in DTC, and I remember walking Juno, rest in peace, and
R.I.P.
I remember we had talked about doing a podcast for a while, and that's when we first kind of threw out the idea. We were texting about sports a lot. We were like, dude, we should do this, and then we didn't do it until about 3 years later.
Yeah, it was a while later.
Yeah. It was actually
in the ether for quite a bit.
It was actually her friend's husband, Cole, that started one and kind of really kicked me in the ass to be like, dude, we can do this.
Fucking do
Let's
it.
do it. And we do. We started it with the phone.
Yeah, I think our first episode was literally recorded on your phone, sitting in between the two of us.
Yeah.
And then, very quickly we started adding stuff. We had microphones. We had things getting. We had interfaces. Everything was getting upgraded. Things were going good. We went through
video.
We brought in video. We went through the trials and tribulations of not knowing what we were doing and losing episodes after recording for.
Yes.
In the beginning, we were doing like 2 hours, mind you.
Yeah.
We were going real hard.
And we were getting and cheers to this, because in the very beginning, every time, and it might have been Tuesday or Wednesday, I got hammered after almost every time.
Yeah.
We would do shots. Whiskey wagers and stuff.
Yeah, cheers to that.
To us, man.
Yeah, so we used to. The whole show is based off of us drinking.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
It was like because it was like we hang out at the bar and shoot shit about sports, and there was plenty of times that I left here a little inebriated.
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy, man. I do look at it and we've grown up. I don't know how much you listen to sports talk radio growing up, but I base this show off of all the sports talk radio I've listened to growing up. And I think we did an incredibly good job of formulating a show, sticking to it for one, and just being extremely consistent. I mean, in 3.5 years, I think we missed maybe a month. Not ever consecutively. I'm talking
not
total.
but total, maybe 4 or 5 episodes at the most.
Yeah, that we had to skip. Yeah. And that's all while working full-time jobs.
Yep.
Dealing with busting our asses, whether it was
our family or whatever it might be, jobs.
Yeah, I mean, both of our jobs, now they're a little bit more cush. Not as much. But I mean, I was doing asphalt. You're working in the warehouse. We were working in the warehouse together.
Yep.
So yeah, we did a lot, man. I'm not, I was bummed about it at first, and it's because it kind of feels almost like a breakup,
I thought the same thing.
Yeah,
man.
it's weird.
I almost want to joke around with you, we always have like a playful kind of like thing back and forth after the first couple of weeks. I was gonna be like, dude, I miss you.
Yeah.
Come on, it's been a minute. And I said this when we first discussed this, but this rings true more than anything. And for real, man, this goes back to when we started working at Tokyo Joe's. I enjoy talking about sports more with you than anybody else.
Yeah.
Because we don't agree on anything, but we can still be civil on it. We've had a lot of heated arguments over this, whether it be F1 or football. I mean, that's one reason I wanted to wear the Chiefs thing today, because that's kind of how this started.
I should have worn Broncos.
That's all good. I thought about wearing my John Daly shirt too. I did. But the whole dynamic of the juxtaposition of a Chiefs and Broncos fan having a podcast. Nobody's ever done that before. All you ever see is only Broncos or only Chiefs or only football thing. And I know our formula might have been too broad, but to be honest, even though it didn't reach us to big heights and we didn't get, signed by anybody or, even make ourselves money, I had a lot of fun, and that's what I like. That's kind of our stick, is we are into all sports, and that's kind of what's fun to me, because it would be so hard just to talk about football and not be like, well, dude, did you see the race?
Yeah,
or even
that's
Masters?
The thing too. We would have probably ended up, branching off. It might not have been as segmented, segments. But yeah, I do think either way we would have started talking about other stuff. But that kind of leads me to my next thing, dude. It's like you said, you kind of had the idea walking around and you brought it into fruition, and then we both together made it a thing. And the thing is, dude, is there's people who go through their entire life and never create a damn thing on their own. And they go and they just work, and then that's it. They've never created anything in their life. And even though it didn't get us where we wanted, we got pretty damn far considering. And just looking at what we created, I'm proud of it, dude. I'm it's sad. It is like a breakup, but it's almost like a breakup, like where you just know it's not going to work and you got to part ways, but you still love each other.
And it's purely business. It's nothing to do for people like.
No, I'm not talking to Chad again ever after this. Once these lights go off and I walk out that door, it's over.
Just like The Sopranos, it just goes black.
Goes black.
But dude, no. On a more serious note, it had nothing to do with him and I or any agreement on that or any kind of just. No, we get along perfectly, and that's one thing that we're kind of excited about too. Is now we can discuss sports and text back and forth and get together to watch sports without it having to be hindered on the podcast and all funneled into that.
It was weird, like it was a way for us, for one, in the beginning to hang out more, but then like 2 years in, like it was like, shit, this is a job. It's like it started feeling like a job.
I mean, on Tuesdays or during the week, I would have the notes on my phone and like do all that and stuff.
I don't think people realize like during the day on Tuesdays, like we were going back and forth, like what are we gonna talk about? Like DDOE this, like we had a running shared note thing where we had the whole show lined out, and we did that from day one. I want to go back. I should make us like a little plaque that has like our first show rundown and then episode 170. Just to see where we got.
I used to write on legal
picture.
pads.
Yeah, get a picture of the first episode and the last episode.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, it's like it, and that's the thing too. Like it just kind of became a thing now where it's like, even though it was cool, we were still getting to hang out. It wasn't like we were hanging out.
Yeah.
It's like we had, and dude, there was nights I know we would both sit down here, and I could look in your eyes. I'm like, he doesn't want to be here right now.
I'd be tired from
and
work,
then you'd be looking at me some days, and you're like, you don't want to be here right now. And that's, that is the thing. Like, granted, like if things worked out better, and it got to the point where maybe we were able to expand. Although I don't know how we would have done that. If we got to that point, obviously we would have crossed that bridge then. But if it got to a point where we could expand and we weren't having to do so much, outside of the podcast, it would have been more manageable. But it just became to that point where it's just like, I don't know if we can get to where we need to with the time we have right now. So
especially with full-time jobs. And honestly, man, I gotta give you, I really want to give you a huge amount of praise, because this podcast, for one, wouldn't have even existed because I don't know how to do all this techie stuff. You built it all, you figured out, you taught yourself how to platform, how to stream, you taught yourself so much of this. You built the formats, and then you upgraded it just a few months ago, or about 5 or 6 months ago. And you are the one, that did all of this,
I appreciate that.
That's really, a lot of it. We teamed up. This is my place and all this, but it's like,
it was a symbiotic relationship, regardless of how you break it down. It couldn't have happened without the other. But the
infrastructure is definitely you, man, and I really
appreciate that.
For you to teach yourself all that, man, it's pretty amazing.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I did teach myself a lot of random shit.
Yep.
And that's the thing too. Man. Here's the thing, man. Again, getting back to what I'm saying, go create something. I didn't know any of this shit.
Yeah.
I figured it all out. I learned. I Googled. Dude, you got the internet, man. Google. Go do something cool. That's all I'm saying.
Just go for it.
We went and did something cool. And granted, it didn't go the way we wanted it. Like, I think, having the idea of it turning into something monetary may have kind of been the downfall of it, because it lost the fun.
Could have been.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just kind of
I had a lot of fun. We did a live podcast from the Broncos Stadium. We did a couple live podcasts from card shows.
We met Quinn Miners.
Yeah, we met Quinn Miners. We met Justin, who's in our fantasy league now, which will say we still plan on hosting a fantasy league.
Fantasy league's going to happen.
Yep. There's a lot of there's millions of fantasy leagues where there's no podcast involved. So we're still going to have that going on.
Yeah, so that's still going to happen. And plus, like, it's going to be cool to like get back to hanging out again.
Exactly.
You know,
Yep,
and like
I wanted
not
to
have.
tell you, I really want to make the Royals and Rockies game happen. It is a Friday, July 30th.
Okay.
Put it on your calendar. The last time I checked out tickets, there's decent seats for like $30.
By the time, who knows what's going to happen by then? They might be dirt cheap.
I've been meaning to tell you. I wanted to tell you in person. I really
Go
think
Rockies!
talking shit on the Rockies so bad for the last few years really caught up to me because now they're doing better than the Royals.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Not by much, but
not
they
by
are.
much, no. And then your Braves, your other team, just beat them up.
Dude.
Bad.
The Braves are looking really good.
Friday, I was like, "Oh, look at the Rockies go!" And then I'm like, "And they lose."
Matt Olson's having a hell of a year.
How do you lose?
Yeah, but
oh man,
dude, it's always fun talking sports with you, and that's not going to stop.
No, we're going to talk sports more now. That's another thing too, and I don't want to keep digressing too much.
You're good.
But it became to the point where like we didn't talk much.
Yeah,
because we're like we got to save it for the fucking show. Like if we burn it all, like we're just going to be like, whatever. So yeah, it did kind of not like negatively impacted the friendship, but it just like put a weird
kind of
onus over it.
Yeah.
Which I'm looking forward to that. Like, yeah, man, it'll be nice just to get back to hanging out.
And then we've even been doing that since we kind of did take a break a few weeks back.
Yeah, we're talking more.
We're talking about the basketball and F1 and everything like that, and we can get back to that without being like, oh, we should bring that up during the show or anything. And so it'd be great. Maybe next year I can go with you to the Broncos game. That'd be cool. Whatever's clever. We'll go to the Nuggets game eventually.
It's going to be we'll see when it happens, but Patrick will be back. It'll be fun.
We'll see. Yeah, but I definitely want to make, because the whole time I've lived out here, we've never, I've definitely gotten a lot more into the Royals over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, we haven't gone to a baseball game.
Yeah, we haven't gone to the Royals, but you got a little bit more. So we did want to give a good shout out to all of the guests that we've had on. We've had, I've still got the whiteboard up there. We've had, and that doesn't even cover everybody.
No, there's a lot of people.
I've had a lot of contributors.
Getting Farzine on was great. Getting DMAC on was great. I mean, kind of like two little like things for both of us to hang our hats on.
That was really cool.
Justin Graver, awesome.
That was big.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was great, man. A lot of people we met. A lot of people that gave
us their time, and it was great.
What's his name from Green Bay? Acme. Eric, dude,
Yeah.
that
guy's
great.
awesome. Yep,
fucking great, dude.
The Philly guys, they love having us on. I'm sorry I didn't get on with the draft. I was got a little drunk that night. But there's we had Orlando Ledbetter on, which is an esteemed writer from Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We had Evan McCloskey on, who is on the local news for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Chris Rosa, we got to shout out him. He was
Rosa,
great for the
always.
Giants.
Yeah, always great.
So we're still keeping our socials up. We'll still be posting stuff like that. I still repost stuff daily on X, so keep following us on there.
I might find a way to start doing that here soon. Just repost and shit. Because like we said, this isn't the end, man. This is it's bye for now. Basically, I don't know what's gonna happen.
See you later. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows, man? I mean, we might rebirth this thing somehow. I don't know. But right now, we just needed to take a break. And we want to thank anybody and everybody who watched, tuned in, listened, interacted with us, commented, told us we sucked. Whatever, man. I appreciate any sort of input on anything that you just created out of thin air and then just threw it out into thin air for everybody to look at. So thank you all so much. We love each and every one of you who had anything to do with this show. We greatly appreciate it. And it's not, like I said, it's not bye forever. It's so long for now. And on that note, we love you all. Chadley.
We are the Daily Dose of Excellence.
We are the Daily Dose of Excellence. Cheers to you, my friend. Cheers to Fringe Fanatics.
Cheers to Fringe Fanatics, man. It's
been
a good run.
It's delicious.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see you guys later. We don't know when.
See you later.
But
thank you
keep
for
in
tuning
touch.
in.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you all. Toodaloo.
Farewell.
Bye-bye.